Hey guys, just got in from our trip to Alaska late last night, and wanted to do just a little bit of a disclaimer here and apologize to you guys. I'm going to try to put together at least a video or two out of the footage that I got. Didn't get a lot of the greatest footage, and that's what I want to apologize for. Is man, it's really hard to be involved in the capacity that I try to be involved with the catching and cleaning and all that stuff, and also to film. And on top of that, the weather conditions up there in Juneau this time of year, I think most times of the year up there, it just rains a lot. So having my phone out and some of my camera gear, I just couldn't get out. The GoPro batteries just don't last long enough. And so I just kept fighting with this dilemma of trying to figure out a way to get footage while I'm actually out catching and cleaning and doing the stuff. And it's just turned out to be a lot more difficult than I thought with the gear that I have. I just don't have the high-techery that goes on nowadays. I haven't been able to invest in those things yet. So I apologize to you guys for some of this footage maybe not being quite as exciting. But man, there's so much beauty up there in this country that you can watch that if nothing else, and I think be blessed just from seeing that. So anyway, I think we're going to start off probably 70-mile boat ride over toward Hoona to do some halibut fishing. And again, man, I apologize for not having a whole lot of footage of the catching. A little bit of the footage of the cleaning, and might even get some footage of the eating, because we're fixing to eat some more of it here this evening for supper. We've got it thawed and getting ready to cook it. So nonetheless, I'm going to take this clip in, run in the house, and start editing and try to put together a trip of our halibut stuff. So anyway, man, thank you guys for coming and checking it out. I do want to throw this out there. I want to say thank you to Jen Nestler, to Peter Nestler, to Alicia Nestler, also to Mark Kennard, Yasmin Kennard, and their baby girl Bella. Those people in particular made this trip absolutely possible. And Peter and Alicia actually footed the bill for us to come up there. It's just not something that's realistic for me and Mandy to be able to do. Love being able to do it. On top of that, we brought home almost 150 pounds of seafood. Our freezer is absolutely packed right now, so it's a blessing in so many ways that I can't even explain because of this reality. So anyway, yeah, Peter, Alicia, thank you guys. It is huge for us. So man, y'all are next level. Bless you guys, and hopefully y'all get a chance to watch this video. Talk to you soon. Putting in here at the Ock Bay ramp. And we're going halibut fishing in Hoona, which is a 70-mile boat ride. And they've been catching some really nice halibut there, so looking forward to the opportunity to maybe gather up some big old butts. Had halibut for supper last night, and I've got a problem. I need more halibut in my life, so I'm gonna try to make that happen. So we'll take y'all along and see what we can come up with. Look behind me, I think we should see Mama walking down the ramp. No, she's standing up top filming. Anyway, we'll take you guys with, show you what we find. We're 70 miles from Hoona. We're headed to Hoona to go on a halibut trip, and we're sleeping in the boat tonight. And then I think we may go home tomorrow night, sleep at the house, and then head down to Sweetheart Creek and sleep in the boat for a night or two down there getting sockeye salmon. So anyway, yeah, leaving Ock Bay here in Juneau, and we got a 70-mile run up to Hoona. So here we go. Should be a lot of whales to see. Some eagles right over there. watching them chase and try to catch and kill seagulls all morning. Anyway, we got a pretty good run, so. Just coming in up here, yeah.
Yeah, I have that a couple of times.
Alright, that was quick and easy. Go right back in.
It is open still.
I got it.
Oh, did we need to reset? Way to go, Lou.
Ah, thank you. I just sat here and waited for you to walk off and get a pit fish on your rig.
I drew him in with mine and then he just his.
There's a lot of strategy going on here in mine. Hey, Mama, hold the reel so that the rod doesn't twist back and forth like that. You got a reel.
Yeah, it's a super grabby reel. Sorry that that's the one you got.
No, just get her.
You want it?
What?
You want one?
I got one with this guy. Okay, we are back in Juneau. We did the run out and got halibut. Stayed on the boat last night, and sleep has been sparse for sure since we've been here in Juneau crabbing and halibuting, and we're going to spend the night tomorrow night on the boat again, chasing salmon at Sweetheart Creek. Went there a couple years ago, grizzly bear infested, so that'll be pretty cool. Hopefully we can get some footage of that stuff. My wife is a rock star. She does not like this stuff. She don't like this weather. It rains always here. This time of year, it rains always. Where we were halibut fishing, the rain was sparse, minimal. Didn't have much rain. Didn't really see the sun, but no rain. So, but going out on a boat, spending the night on a boat, dealing with all this stuff, it's just gnarly, man. And it's not her thing at all. And she just to be with me went out and did it, and continues to go out and do it. And I don't know, her selflessness it's incredible to me. And I don't know, I'm going to speak on that some more. I think just the picture of what it is to see someone be so selfless in a society that is so selfish, that it challenges me and grows me. It makes me want to be more like that. And so yeah, the gist of what I'm wanting to get at right now, I just want to say thank you, Mandy. You're an incredible person, and you know, I get to call you my wife, and so it's just gnarly to me that you do this stuff. Anyway, we got a bunch of fish to cut up. We did limit out 2 days worth of halibut. 4 of us on the boat, 2 halibut apiece, 2 days, so 16 halibut. And them jokers make a lot of fish. I think in the Fishes and Loaves deal, he must have used halibut, because that thing, they just keep making fish. So we got a lot of fish to finish. We've got them filleted, but we got to get them off the skin. You got to leave a portion of the skin on them when you're transporting them up here, so that Fish and Game can identify them as halibut. So we got them. Still, we got to fillet them off the skin, and you know, of course, we were cleaning them out on the rough seas coming back across the ocean at 20 miles an hour in the seas, and so there's some bone and stuff in there we got to trim out. So anyway, I'm gonna head in the house and get on top of these halibut, get this fixed up, and we'll leave out early in the morning, head up to Sweetheart, and spend the night up there and try to beat up the sockeye. So take you guys with that and show you what we come up with. Blessings. All right, well, there you have it. That was what we gathered of the Hoona halibut run. The 70 miles out there across the I don't know what even bodies of water those were, but we left out of Auk Bay, out of Juneau, and headed over that way. And again, spent the night out there and just had a really good time. As it turns out, I just I don't have the right equipment to do a lot of this stuff yet, and I'm gonna have to work on that. So again, getting the sweet footage, man, I apologize for it, but there's some realities here that I do want to touch on, and like I said there in the video, that I was gonna probably speak a little more on it. That's what I'd like to talk about, is just the fact that like my wife and even Peter Nessler were out there. Neither one of them care one iota for what we were doing out there. They don't enjoy being out on the boat. They don't enjoy fishing. They sure don't enjoy being out there getting motion sick and all that stuff, which, that being said, everybody weathered pretty well, all things considered. We didn't really have that much rough water. We had a little chop out there for about a 20-mile span or so. But most of the time when we were fishing, we were in pretty flat, glassy seas, and even when we spent the night, the boat was pretty still. But yeah, my reality is just the simple fact that, man, it's such a blessing from my perspective to be able to witness my wife's selflessness. And so I've been working on memorizing some verses, and it's Romans chapter 12 verses 1 through 9, and I really struggle through the latter part of that, but I want to discuss that segment a little bit, and I'm going to try to quote it to you. And I've got a little cheat sheet down here if I need, especially when I start getting towards the latter part of it, I start bobbling it. But all right, so Romans chapter 12 verses 1 through 9 says this. It says, "Therefore, my brothers and sisters, offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and acceptable to God. For this is your spiritual act of worship. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. For by the grace given me, I say to each one of you, do not think of yourselves more highly than you ought. Rather, with sober judgment, consider yourselves in accordance with the faith that God has given each one of you. We each have one body made up of many members. Not all members serve the same function. Likewise, we who are in Christ, though many, make up one body. And each member belongs to all the others. Okay, I'm just going to read the rest, the latter part. I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to mess it up. I've got it written right down here, so I'm just going to read it. We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it is serving, then serve. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is to encourage, then give encouragement. If it is giving, then give generously. If it is to lead, then do it diligently. And if it is to show mercy, do it cheerfully. And I want to discuss this just for a second, because I think a lot of times we feel like and we believe that doing all these things, it's gonna come easy because, well, God's just gonna make it easy for us. And I watched my wife and I watched Peter quite a bit these last couple of weeks do a lot of stuff that they really didn't want to do. And it didn't come easy. It didn't come naturally. In fact, it goes against the grain of who they are. And they did it because they wanted to be selfless, and they loved us enough that they wanted to be there with us so we could go out and do the things that we enjoy doing. So I'm not going to expand a whole lot more. It doesn't need to. I don't need to. It's self-explanatory. It explains itself. We're called to be selfless sometimes, and even to do it cheerfully, as difficult as that may be. Selflessness isn't necessarily something we're called to do that's fun. And there's a difference, again, between happiness and joy, I believe, to a degree. And I think sometimes we just have to joyfully do things, even though they're not necessarily our favorite thing to do in the whole wide world. So that's my challenge. That's just it. Look in your lives and see the things and see the people that are going out of their way to be a blessing to you, because they're there. There's somebody in your life that's pouring into you that gets nothing out of it. And so be grateful for those things. Gratitude will take you a lot farther than a sourpuss attitude. So let's make some changes. Let's be that he's called us to be, just like we get to witness those in our lives being what he's called them to be. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed what little bit of footage we got. We've got more stuff coming. I've got probably put together some a crab fishing video. We've got bears. I got chased by some bears. I had a 300-yard excursion trying to get away from a cub and a mama. At one point, we're probably looking at distance here, probably 5-6 yards from me, 10 yards at the most. And so yeah, we've got some more videos I want to put together. So anyway, you know the drill: like, subscribe, all that blah 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 stuff. Yeah, this thing's not growing, but I guess I do care. I wouldn't be asking you to like and subscribe, but the fact of the matter is I feel led to do it, so I'm going to do it until I feel otherwise. So anyway, much love to all you guys, and till next video. Blessings.